Today I will discuss about the surface finish operation and super finish process. In the various basic operation of a property, turning operation, boring operation, drilling operation, the parts produced through those applications, although fairly accurate size, but do not carry a very high degree of surface finish. As such, in good many cases, they do not readily suit the surface they are intended for and, and are to be subjected to one or more further operations to obtain the desired surface finish only. What is surface finish operation? Now, finishing operation process may be employed to improve the appearance and adhesion or wettability and solderability and corrosion resistance and etc. are surfaces flow the control the friction, and the surfaces finishes is a broad range is industrial process and the after the surface of manufactured item to achieve a certain property. Okay, to achieve a certain property, the surface finish process can be categorized by two types. Number one, removing or reshaping finishing, and number two, adding or alternate finishing. Adding and alternate finishing. Now, what is removing or reshaping finish operation? Removing or reshaping operations are abrasive blasting, that means sand blasting, burnishing, chemical mechanic or electropolishing, flame polishing, gas cluster, iron beam, grinding. This is the removing of reshaping finishing. And next is adding or alternating. Adding and alternating are balancing, burnishing, calendering, case hardening, ceramic glaze, grading, etc. process are the surface finishing operations. Now, what is the super finishing process? Super finishing super finishing is also known as a micro machining or micro finishing process. And short stroke honing is a metal working process that improves surface finish and workpiece geometry. This is achieved by removing just the thin amorphous surface layer left by the last process with an abrasive stone or tape. You can see the steel type surface finish are processed by the super finishing processes. The layer is usually about 1 micrometer. That is very thin. That is micro finishing operation is layer is 1 micrometer in magnitude, and super finishing, unlike the polishing which produces a mirror finishing. Mirror finishing, that means the in you can see the steel metal, you can see the outer surface is mirror type and glazy. This type is called mirror finish and creates a cross hatch pattern on the workpiece. Now we see the advantages and disadvantages of the super finishing processes. Advantages of super finishing include the increasing part of life. That means the decreasing wear and closer tolerance and higher load bearing surfaces, better sealing and the capabilities and elimination of break-in period. That is the advantages of super finishing process. Not the disadvantage. You can see the disadvantage. The main disadvantage is that super finishing requires a grinding or hard turning operation beforehand, which is creates a cost. Super and also super finishing has a lower cutting efficiency because the super finishing is a micro testing or micro machining operation. Okay, Super finishing has a lower cutting efficiency because of smaller chips, and the lower material is removed by the rate of super finishing stones are softer and wear more quickly. However, they do not need to be dressed. Okay. Now, what is my application of the super finishing processes? The application is common application include the steering rack, just rack components or transmission components, fuel injector, and the injector components, and the crankshaft loaded hydraulic cylinder. These are the those things which can a minimum clearance is occur, so that the hydraulic cylinder or the fuel injector is a application applied on for the super finishing processes. Bearing races and needle rollers etc. are used. It has been proven that super finishing certain parts makes them more durable. For example, if the teeth in the gear are super finished, they will last up to 4 times as his long nails. Okay. Another applications, super finishing is a most applicable machining process for the mechanical engineering and the industrial operations. Okay. Next, we will discuss about the lapping, honing, and lapping, honing. These also are the super finishing operation. Super finishing, polishing, buffing, and the brushing and tumbling. These are the operation in I will discuss for the next class. Okay. Okay. Thank you.